Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this video for you guys today and just give you a piece of really helpful advice um, that you could use throughout your life for whatever that you want to do. And it's particularly hitting me at a great point in this time even today. But the bit of advice is just to not expect anyone to tap on your shoulder and remind you of the pathway that you originally intended on going on in life. We can make goals and we can stay committed. We can write down everything, and we can make vision boards and whiteboard messages that we look up to every day, seeing the goals. But your eyes will quickly begin to look away from those things. You won't notice them. You won't feel compelled to look in that direction. You won't research, or you won't search through your notebooks to find your goals that you had written down before. You'll stack papers on top of your goal sheet that you had once laid out in front for everything to be placed around it, as if it was the central idea of what you had going on. All of that can easily go away. Don't expect that because you write things down that you're going to stay motivated. So I guess what I'm saying is just that you can eventually find yourself going down a pathway in life that you hadn't really planned on going through. And if you look back on your original plan and you can say to yourself, well, this isn't really working out. This isn't working how I intended it to be. You just need to be able to realize and come to terms by yourself that this is the real move that you want to make, that you want to go back, or that you want to go forward in this new direction. You can't just expect everything to be a-okay all the time and then you be able to do whatever you want and expect to come back as if nothing had ever happened. That's not the way that habits work. So you just need to keep in your mind that if you don't have a support group of people around you who are trying to accomplish the same thing that you are doing, or who are trying to keep you aligned with your goals, like a life coach or a what's the term for it? It's I don't know. I'm gonna remember it in some video. But if you just don't have any support, and you are the only person of your friends who's doing what you're doing, of your family who maybe doesn't know what you're doing, maybe you just don't like to tell people because you've told them so many times about ideas that you thought were great but ultimately never worked out. Maybe that's your situation. But what you need to realize is that all of the people that don't know what's going on in your life aren't going to just magically appear and say Forrest or whatever your name is. You need to get back on track, quit doing what you're doing, go back, go in this direction, go do something else, but don't do this. That's not going to happen. Most of the time, you're going to have to make these decisions for yourself. And I think that it's very important that people come to this realization, because it's inevitably going to happen where you fall off track and you feel depressed because it took so much work and motivation to get to where you were before. But just because you fell off track doesn't necessarily mean that it's completely over for you. You just need to retrace your steps and continue on the path that you had once created. But definitely don't feel like that everything's going to be sunshine and roses from the time that you start your goals and write them down to the time that they're completed. Work in itself and trying to accomplish those goals is hard enough, let alone fend off all the distractions that are constantly pulling at your attention at the present moment. So many things are going to be going on. Friends are going to want to hang out. There's going to be girls that are going to want to, waste time in your life. There's going to be, all sorts of things that you feel like you can never do as an adult, but only experience when you're young. And yeah, there are, times to experience things like that. but to give up the opportunity of your youth, your freedom, and your time of having no real responsibilities, just so that you can experience things that everyone else did throughout their life, and ultimately only giving them, a mediocre existence, and perhaps, a very, depressive existence. You don't have to live that way. And you can just push everything that you're wanting to do, right now. You can push it in the future. I mean, you don't have to feel like everything has to be done right now, because you have to realize that, like I said, I mean, there you have so little responsibility as a young person, that your life kind of, it kind of builds around your responsibilities. So, the more things that you have to pay for, the more things that you have to devote time to, I mean, that's going to really, in a sense, filter out a lot of opportunities to do things in your life that you may not even be able to do as an adult, because maybe you just decided to be, young and live like a kid for too long, and and then it sets you up in a situation where you're kind of in a hole, and now because of this you can't even live like a normal human being. So this kind of went off on a little bit of a rant. I digress. But back to the point of the original intent of this video, try to find a peer group, try to find people that you can associate yourself with who are trying to do something very similar to what you're trying to do. If not doing that, at least being a high performance person who has a dream and a goal in life that they are actively pursuing and sacrificing a lot of their youthful time and their youthful years to strive towards an ultimate goal like that. And whenever you slip up, just realize that you can get back to where you need to be. It's just going to be harder if you're by yourself. But I'm telling you right now, there are things that are going on in my life in this very moment right now that are pulling at me, pulling at my attention, trying to get me to sway away from or diverge from the path that I am planning on going. And even alone, I am being aware of all of these things that are going on, and I've made enough mistakes in my life to be able to know that you can get over these kind of things by yourself, and the times of anxiety and just feeling lonely are going to pass. You just have to just continue doing what you're doing, because eventually those people who are just just gnawing at your attention, just constantly just grabbing for it, just to go hang out with you, eventually those people you're going to be taking those people out. Like, they're going to be having jobs, and you're going to be off doing your own thing, a boss, you're going to be an entrepreneur, whatever. You're going to be a great leader. You're going to be a great person at your skill, making lots of money, contributing to the world. You're going to have lots of free time, and with all of that free time, you're going to say, hey, I want to go back and hang out with some of my friends that I hung out with before all this happened, and I want to experience what it's like to be young again. And you're going to see those people, and you're going to feel young, because you know that you have very few responsibilities, because you're able to essentially pay for everything, or you've shaped your life in a smart way around your responsibilities so that you can have lots of free time. You're going to see those people, and you're going to feel young, because you're going to know that this is basically where you left off whenever you were a kid, but they themselves aren't necessarily going to feel that young feeling that you feel, because they're going to be tied up with so many responsibilities. They're going to have so many things going on in their life that they have barely any free time, if not, not even necessarily having permission from their partner to come hang out with you, because they're just so locked down with things that they have to do on a daily basis. So anyways, guys, this is the end of the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.